is now back! Holy mackerel! There's the steal. Bulls go to work. Cook on for three. Oh, yeah! In the hole, a three!
Altitude. Altitude.
With attitude.
You're so fine, lose my mind, and the world seems to disappear. All the problems, all the fears, and the world seems to disappear.
Bulls fans thought the team's problems would disappear when Michael Jordan returned last March.
I consider myself a complimentary player. I was trying to fit with them because they had success already, and I was just trying to complement that wherever they may need it. Well, they looked at me to be the player, 2 years before.
When Jordan retired, the Bulls restructured their offense to include everybody. Sure, Scottie Pippen was the main man, but consider that in 147 games without Michael, 10 different Bulls led the team in scoring. When you combine the Bulls' 3 championship seasons, only 6 players were able to top the sheet. So, while everybody is thrilled to have MJ in uniform for the full season, finding the right fit will involve a series of adjustments. Start with Ron Harper, back in the starting lineup. At point guard.
I don't know if I like it. I just like to play the role that I play. I may have to guard some guards, but Phil, that's the one who tell me who I have to guard. And some nights it's a 2 guard, some nights it's going to be a very fast point guard.
Ron Harper isn't exactly your John Stockton prototype point guard, but on this team, it may not matter.
I think on the team that we had, that the role that I have is not just to go out and to handle the ball. I think that we had 3 players who can definitely handle the basketball.
One of those 3 is Tony Kukoc, whose job now is to lead the second unit off the bench.
The secret that everyone wants to start a game, and it's easier for a player when he starts the game to play. He feels the game from the first moment. I'm playing more 3-spot than what I played last year. I was starting a 4-spot, and that's pretty good for me. I like it. 3 position, it's my natural position.
Kukoc will add a lot of scoring to the second group, but his ability to drive and break down the defense is what really excites last year's leading scorer off the bench.
Well, it makes things a lot easier for me to be able to play with Tony because he's so good and he creates so many opportunities for me on the perimeter.
That's the way I've played basketball for years. This is a team sport. Everybody likes to shoot. I think it's a mental thing. If you give somebody to score, he's going to be more involved into the game and give his best, even defensively, if he feels good about offense, too.
The players all acknowledge the impact that Jordan will have on the offense, but it's on defense where the coaching staff looks for Michael to really make an impact.
I'm more excited about having Michael as a defensive ball player than I am an offensive player. Because I think that if we can score in transition, we can score off of steals and rebound and power out to initiate our break, I think that makes us a much more effective basketball club. And now, but if we can explode out of the chute, get the defense back on its heels, then that's going to be the fun.
He's a guy like none other we've seen pass through Chicago.
I do damage anywhere I go. It doesn't matter if I made $10 million or $10,000 a night. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go out there and keep playing the same way I played for the last 9 years.
Pippen lost the handle on the ball. Duckworth screens it away. Rodman dives after it, and a jump ball call.
You never know what Dennis is coming out with, and that's why I like him the most, because you never know what's going to happen next.
Most of the guys here don't pretty much say too much to me because they don't want to cross the line with Dennis Rodman.
You got to keep them separated.
Is it possible to make Dennis Rodman fit? Phil Jackson had the same questions for Dennis in a job interview this summer.
Do you feel that you can communicate on the court with your players regardless of whether you feel like you must or can't talk to them in the locker room or off the floor?
You be buddies while you're on the floor. And when you're off the floor, you have your own lives to live. That's the way I look at it. I don't have to be buddies with anybody on this team as long as I got to do a job and make sure those 22,000 people in the stands are happy.
How much of this offense do you want to be a part of, and do you feel like you're a complete basketball player?
And a lot of people haven't really looked at that. They already looked at the things that I've been doing off the court and who I'm going out with and all these crazy things like that, but they haven't really looked at the stats, and I'm very consistent in what I do.
What kind of a structure system can you live with and you want to be part of when you're in the team?
I think Phil knows that I'm very open-minded with a lot of things, and I'm not as dumb as a lot of people think I am.
The Rodman deal was Jackson's decision, but he wasn't about to make it without input from Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan.
No, you don't forget. You never forget.
Yeah, I think that's a clear-cut cheap shot. No question, clear-cut.
We haven't forgot those times when he put stitches in Scottie's chin. I mean, we're willing to compromise and do what's best for this franchise and for this organization and for ourselves to try to win.
Rodman is not a compromised guy, but his single-mindedness is one reason why the Bulls wanted him.
He's not even the tallest guy, but he gets every board he can, he tries his hardest, and he intimidates everyone, which I love.
He's always been a wild Mustang. I always call him a wild Mustang. Don't put reins on him. But, one of the things that we were able to do in Detroit was make it very simple. Just play. He invented a new Dennis Rodman when he left Detroit. He's in a position to reinvent himself at this point.
But does Dennis want to reinvent himself or just be himself?
He wants to compete with players that are unafraid. He wants to compete with players that let it all go out, hang out.
I don't really know what keeps me going. I guess it's just that determination, that drive to not to go out as a loser, not to let these people beat Dennis Rodman. If anyone's going to beat Dennis Rodman, it's going to be himself. And that's not going to happen.
I don't think you thought that the Dewey Decimal System would be part of the package, did you?
I got it down, Bulls, right between anthropology and cat care, actually. That's right, Dan. When you come to a new station, get a new beat, follow a new team, it's always wise to do a little bit of homework. And that was my assignment. Right inside this door, Phil Jackson going over the final plans and perhaps reading a few chosen words from his latest tome with apologies to Dennis Rodman. Let me take you along as we become Bulls bookworms.
This picture has been worth more than just 1,000 words in the publishing world of late. As the athlete who produces more prose than any other, Michael Jordan is now the subject of a couple more hard looks in hardcover, led by Bob Green's Rebound, which follows MJ on his journey out of hoops, onto the diamond, and back again.
Bob has a very philosophical look about my life, in a sense, and we communicate a lot.
While Green remains Jordan's literary confidant, fellow Chicago Tribune writer Sam Smith provides a reporter's view from the outside and the just-released Second Coming. His first work, The Jordan Rules, ended a friendship with the Bulls guard when Jordan took offense with his portrayal. But it did not stop Smith from again profiling the sometimes flawed side of his personality.
Michael's merely human. Somebody had said, well, Michael could be, mean or stupid sometimes, be like Mike. Hey, we already are.
And then there's the latest offering from the coach, Phil Jackson, Sacred Hoops, Spiritual Lessons from a Hardwood Warrior. It's kind of a zen in the art of fast break maintenance, and because of the wide range of Phil Jackson's knowledge, you can find it just about anywhere. Sports, self-help, inspiration, finance and management, philosophy.
We talk about the anima animus, that Jungian theory of psychology that says the development of a whole person has to be there, especially in athletics.
He's very philosophical guy.
But would the star put any of these books on the reading list of, say, his children?
Green eggs and ham. That's still appropriate for my kids right now.
I will not leave my feet on a fake. I will not trail on the fast break. He's right. There is some great basketball stuff in here. On a more serious note, there's another book coming out shortly. It's the 30th anniversary team memoirs, and, of course, our own Red Kerr, the coach of that team, a lot of the guys here last night, Bob Boozer and the rest, and that will be coming out shortly for you Bulls collectors.